Hello, this is Simon Hyatt. I am the contributing editor of Asian Banking and Finance. We are here today in the ABF Magazine headquarters in Singapore to celebrate the winners of the most prestigious banking awards in the Asia-Pacific region, the Asian Banking and Finance Awards 2022. I am joined today by Jaime Martirez, Group CEO, and Pamela Victoriano, Senior Vice President, Investment Banking at Unicapital. Unicapital has won the Innovative Deal of the Year award for the Philippines in the ABF Corporate and Investment Banking Awards. Jaime and Pamela, thank you so much for joining me today and congratulations on your award win.
On behalf of Unicapital, it's an honor and a privilege to be nominated and to receive this award from a prestigious organization like Asian Banking and Finance. As the CEO of Unicapital, this means a lot to us, wherein our engagements to serve our clients' needs are recognized by prestigious and reputable international agencies like yours. I hope that this modest success has further reinforced our position in the industry as one of the leading integrated financial services provider in the country. I believe that the success of an organization is brought about by the commitment and hard work of the management team and the support of its shareholders. This award will hopefully continue to motivate us to strive to be the best in what we do. The aspiration of any CEO is to always strive for excellence, to raise the bar, to meet, if not exceed, our clients' expectations, who have believed in us and giving their unwavering support through the years. All our efforts will ultimately redound to the benefit of all the stakeholders in our organization, our clients, our board of directors, the management team and staff, and more importantly, our shareholders. On behalf of our management and board of directors, I wish to thank once again the Asian Banking and Finance Organization for honoring Unicapital Inc. with this very prestigious award. Cheers and all the best.
Thank you so much again, Simon, and to the rest of the Asia Banking and Finance Awards. On behalf of the investment banking team of Unicapital, we thank you and we are honored to have been chosen for the Innovative Deal of the Year for the Citicore Energy REIT IPO. We cannot say thank you enough. We thank, as Jimmy has mentioned, the trust and support of our colleagues, our clients, and our stakeholders. And we hope that we will be able to contribute more to the deepening of the Philippine equity capital markets. Thank you so much.
Pamela, can you please talk to us about facilitating the Citicore Energy REIT Corporation IPO, which is the first ever renewable energy REIT in the Philippines? How are you able to help Citicore to cost-effectively recycle invested capital in its existing renewable energy projects?
Well, thanks, Simon. So a bit of a quick background on the Citicore Energy REIT IPO. So last February 2022 or early this year, we helped take Citicore Energy REIT Corporation, the REIT subsidiary of Citicore Renewable Energy Corp, to become the first renewable energy REIT to list on the Philippine Stock Exchange, a market that has been previously dominated by property REITs with office, commercial, and hospitality developments. The IPO allowed C-REIT's parent company to recycle invested capital in its 163 megawatts of installed renewable energy projects to raise roughly around 6.4 billion pesos or 125 million US in fresh capital to partially fund its robust pipeline of 1.5 gigawatts of renewable energy projects. Now, the interesting thing of note for this IPO is that Philippine REIT tax policies actually allow C-REIT to maximize dividend distribution to its shareholders, as dividends are tax deductible for listed REIT companies in the Philippines. Given the stable nature of its lease and power generation revenues, and with an attractive 7% dividend yield for 2022 at the IPO price, the deal was positioned as a defensive ESG stock investment, which we believe is well suited to the current market conditions. This deal was further supported by a multilateral underwriting syndicate which allowed CREIT to tap investors not just in the Philippines, but also other countries outside of the US. At the time of listing, CREIT also had zero bank debt, which leaves room for the company to undertake future debt programs. It could also in the future choose to acquire from the sponsor's 1.5 gigawatt pipeline as projects mature and meet the investment criteria of Citicore Energy REIT. Now, 100% of CREIT's revenues come from renewable energy power generation and leasing income from operating solar plants in the Philippines, which allows the IPO investors not only to generate passive recurring dividend income, but also to support clean energy development in an emerging market largely dependent on coal and fossil fuel sources. So we felt that this deal came at a very opportune time as power demand in the Philippines enters a critical phase and ESG investors look for opportunities within Asia.
Can you share with us the complexities and challenges of this deal, and what does it say about Unicapital's capabilities?
Well, thanks so much, Simon. You're 100% correct in raising this question. We had quite a number of challenges that we were facing at the time. First and foremost, the fact that this is a relatively innovative deal structure. As the first renewable energy REIT IPO in the Philippines, we had to carefully assess and structure the deal to ensure compliance with local regulations and to come up with an investment product that would be attractive to investors. So as I mentioned earlier, the Philippine REIT market at the time of the IPO had all been office themed in the past. And while local regulations actually define REIT assets to include other income-generating real estate assets outside of office buildings, we had to spend quite some time communicating extensively with the local regulators to arrive at a deal structure that would be acceptable to them. Thankfully, we've had a very supportive Philippine Securities and Exchange Commission and Philippine Stock Exchange, who together with a hardworking deal team, supported us in our efforts to successfully bring to the market the Philippines' first renewable energy REIT. This innovative deal structure also required some market education, which was critical to ensure the wide distribution and acceptability of the IPO shares. Further, number two, at the time we did this IPO early this year, we were already facing a lot of global and local economic and political headwinds. We were faced with rising inflation, the impending interest rate hikes, which investors were pricing in. There was escalating global tensions with the Russia-Ukraine war breaking out just 2 days after our listing date. And we had the upcoming May 2022 Philippine national elections at the time of listing. And in spite of this, we believe that CREIT's defensive stock positioning and strong business fundamentals helped lend to its overwhelming demand from the market. Third, we were coming in at the time when there were certain market jitters. There were certain changes in regulatory requirements midstream for enhanced investor protection. So because of this, there were certain changes in boilerplate clauses in the underwriting agreement, certain changes in terms of the structure. So thankfully, those were a couple of sleepless nights for the entire deal team. But again, with the support of everybody working on the deal and the regulators, we were able to deliver on time for the issuer. In fact, the fourth difficulty that we ended up facing was that perhaps it was structured quite well, and we derived a significant amount of demand coming from the market. We had over 19,000 subscribers to the IPO, and that's coming from ESG, institutional, and retail investors within a 5-day offer period. So this overwhelming demand, which happened during the pandemic, when physical contact was still limited and banks and receiving agents had to adjust their processes to accommodate, led to us having to work overtime just to ensure that we were able to accommodate. And in those cases where we had to scale back and reject applications, process the refund payments within local policies with regards to no content. So I like to think that given everything that we've gone through, that this had helped highlight our positioning. We've always seen ourselves as catering to the high growth emerging and mid-cap companies of the Philippines, some of whom may have never had experience with the capital markets. And what that means is that the team is quite used to hand-holding clients through the IPO process And we've tried to provide a level of flexibility and agility to spend the extra time and effort, even if that is required to get an innovative deal structure done. So hopefully this has helped pave the way for more issuers in the future, and our clients would continue to tap us for their innovative deal requirements. Thanks, Simon.
Jaime, what trends have you noticed in the Philippine equity market, and how do you think these have played to your strengths?
Right now we are seeing quite a number of banks that have been beefing up their capital base. We are presently involved, in fact, with a number of them for their fundraising initiatives through the equity and the debt market. I think that this was brought about by the pandemic, wherein banks have realized the need to beef up their capital and likewise strengthen their digital capabilities after seeing the opportunities in digital banking. The Central Bank of the Philippines has been closely monitoring the banking industry to ensure that the capital adequacy ratios of banks remain healthy. As the integrated financial services provider with no bank affiliation, we are presently working with a number of banks for their capital raising requirements. We have always been well positioned as an integrated financial services partner, providing end-to-end solutions to the high growth, emerging, and mid-cap segment of the Philippine capital markets, to our investment banking, our treasury group, structured finance, and stock brokerage businesses. Our stock brokerage business, Unicapital Securities, which is one of the two subsidiaries of the Unicapital Group, and its online trading platform, UTrade, have allowed us to leverage the growth of retail investors during the pandemic at a time when other stock brokerages had to shut down operations. It also allowed our equity capital market clients to tap not just institutional demand, but also a wide retail participation through our distribution capabilities. Further, our ability to provide both equity and debt capital market services and products, and offshore and fund investment products through our partner firms allow us to cater to our clients' investment requirements. Supportive fiscal policies such as the removal of the IPO tax, launch of new products such as the REIT law and ETFs, relaxation of listing rules, and digitalization efforts have encouraged more issuers to consider listing, leading to the most number of IPOs and follow-on offers in the Philippines occurring in the past 2 years. Despite the challenges brought about by the pandemic, and while global market conditions have caused a flight to safe haven investments, such as the US markets and debt products, we have seen greater retail participation from Philippine investors, accounting for as much as 31% of trading in the fiscal year 2021, as bargain hunting local investors snap up stocks and online accounts, reaching 1.15 million in 2021. We should be seeing more public listings in 2023 when investors see an improved business climate with interest rates more stable and inflation controlled to more manageable levels. Since there are a number of offerings that were deferred for the second semester of this year, we should be expecting a more active market next year. That's where we are.
Jaime Martirez and Pamela Victoriano, thank you both so much for joining us today, and congratulations on your award win.
Our pleasure, and it's really been a privilege to be a part of this. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much, Simon, and to the rest of the Asia Banking and Finance team. Have a good week ahead.